Bioenergy refers to the energy generated from biomass, organic matter derived from plants, timber, agricultural, and food waste. Bioenergy is a carbon-neutral energy source because biomass is converted through a burning process, in which the amount of carbon dioxide released equals to the amount absorbed by the plant's derivative during the photosynthesis. As biomass, Pertamina reuses empty fruit bunches or EFB from palm oil plantation waste to produce bioethanol. This also creates an opportunity for microalgae found in Indonesia's water body to be used as a biofuel alternative. In order to reduce gasoline imports and provide a more sustainable, environmentally friendly fuel, the Indonesian government has launched a bioethanol blending program of 5% and 10%, also known as E5 and E10 programs, in 2020. The launch of these programs raises the need for ethanol to 1,875,000 KLA for the E5 program and double the amount for the E10 program. Yet, the capacity for ethanol production only holds 180,000 KLA, where most of the produce comes from food-conflicting feedstocks such as molasses. However, Indonesia has a large supply of biomass from palm oil EFB that can be converted to ethanol with a potential production of 5,359,000 KLA. Since 2018, Pertamina has collaborated with Clarion for the bioethanol project by assessing the feasibility of sunliquid to convert palm oil EFB to ethanol. The Pertamina-Clarion collaboration on biomass to bioethanol project includes technology assessment, feedstock assessment, pre-commercial production testing of 60 tons palm oil EFB and midrib samples, as well as conceptual engineering study. Apart from converting biomass to bioethanol, Pertamina also developed a method to convert microalgae to biofuel. Microalgae has a viable biomass feedstock that can be used as a substitute for fossil fuel. With high-intensity sunlight, Indonesia's water body is the perfect habitat for microalgae. Right now, Indonesia is the third largest country in the Asia-Pacific economic region with potential algae production. With a temperature above 15 degrees Celsius, it is estimated that 2.1 million hectares of land can be used to culture algae. Pertamina has successfully developed a 5,000 liters microalgae photobioreactor facility and is currently working to accomplish commercial-scale cultivation in 2025. To convert the microalgae to biofuel, the process includes breeding green algae, chlorella, into lab-scale algae cultivation, into culture check by microscope, into algae oil extraction, into crude algae oil. By 2030, Pertamina aims to launch the commercialization of microalgae to biofuel. Join the quest, energizing sustainable future. Pertamina, energizing you. Circular Carbon Economy, or CCE, is an integrated and inclusive approach to transition towards more climate-friendly energy systems that promote sustainable development. According to most outlooks, hydrocarbons will continue to have a significant share of energy demand for the future. Following the consequential emissions, CCE has employed a holistic approach in incorporating clean technologies such as carbon, capture, use, and storage, or CCUS, to store the underground carbon and convert it to value-added products. The CCE comprises of the 4 R's. First, reduce. which is to resort to alternatives and fuels that reduce carbon footprints, such as renewables and green hydrogen. Second, reuse, which is to operate carbon capture and utilization to create feedstocks, fuels, and other usage. Third, recycle, which is to create new products by chemically altering carbon such as plastics, fertilizers, and building materials. Fourth, remove, which is to remove or to store excess carbon by employing CCUS, direct air capture, and natural sinks like forestation. Pertamina has applied CCUS, in particular the enhanced oil recovery and enhanced gas recovery in its production fields. CCUS application of the enhanced oil recovery takes place in Sukawati field. While the application of the enhanced gas recovery takes place in Gundi field. In addition to CCUS, Pertamina also develops bioenergy that promotes natural sink, a reservoir that lowers the concentration of carbon dioxide by accumulating and storing carbon emission continuously. By enforcing the circular carbon economy, Pertamina is progressively moving towards a net zero greenhouse emission. Join the quest, energizing sustainable future, energizing you. In line with the World Program to reduce the impact of climate change, Pertamina initiated a movement to transition towards green hydrogen for energy usage in Indonesia. Hydrogen itself has the characteristics to reach a net zero carbon dioxide emission. It works as an energy storage for renewable electricity as well as decarbonizing agent for carbon dioxide in industries. Hydrogen can have higher energy storage than batteries used in mainstream technology. As renewable energy storage, hydrogen utilization is one of the best alternatives for its ability to be stored and re-electrified. Hydrogen can also decarbonize carbon dioxide in industries and form energy that is hard to abate. There are 3 ways to produce hydrogen. The first one is biology or gray hydrogen. The second one is thermochemical or blue hydrogen, and the third one is electrolyzed green hydrogen. Hydrogen is produced through the electrolysis process using electricity that is generated from renewable energy sources. This makes hydrogen a zero-carbon fuel that can play an important role in the future. The green hydrogen development will take place in the Ulubelu geothermal plant, which will stream the green hydrogen to Plaju and Dumai refinery to produce biodiesel, biofuel, and bioaviation fuel. Then, the green hydrogen will be transported and stored as a zero-emission transport fuel, industrial chemical, power generation and storage, and liquefaction and export. We are enthusiastic at unleashing various potentials, accelerating progress together, and achieving shared goals. Join the quest, energizing sustainable future, energizing you.
The transition from fossil-based fuel to biofuel requires a major shift in society, not only in terms of the resources, but also the technology and production process. Pertamina took the opportunity to invest into the innovation of Green Refinery project that runs in several cities across Indonesia. Biofuel production technology is performed in Pertamina's plants, which includes fatty acid methyl ester blending, refined, bleach, and deodorized palm oil, shortened as RBDP co-processing, and crude palm oil processing. RBDP co-processing is a blending process of biomaterial and fossil fuel to produce feedstock into the refineries. The process can be carried out using two different technologies, which are the hydro-treating unit and the residual fluid catalytic cracking unit. Pertamina continues to expand and enhance its green refineries to supply more efficient fuels and reduce carbon emissions. The development of green energy is one of Pertamina's commitment to becoming the leader of biofuels developments in Indonesia through optimizing local resources.
We are enthusiastic at unleashing various potentials, accelerating progress together, and achieving shared goals. Join the quest, energizing sustainable future. Energizing you. To preserve the energy resources for future generations, Indonesia is starting to transition towards new and renewable energy. Pertamina, as Indonesia's national energy company, has long-term aspirations for the new renewable energy development by generating power through solar, biomass, and biogas resources. These renewable resources are cleaner alternatives for fossil-based energy that can fulfill the growing demand for energy in Indonesia. The transition from using fossil-based energy to new renewable energy will mainly take place in the electricity sector, because the new renewable energy serves as an input for power plants with a portion of minimum of 80% for the development. As an equatorial tropical country, Indonesia gets abundant sunlight that can be utilized as an energy source all year long. Pertamina has designed various initiatives for the new renewable energy development, which include the installation of Badak 4 MW solar power plant to meet the additional electricity demand in PT Badak NGL area. Pertamina also built a solar power plant at 63 Pertamina gas stations as part of the BUMN Synergy program and is a form of commitment to support the government for the new renewable energy development. Besides that, Pertamina also installed biogas power plants in various regions throughout Indonesia, which include the Semangke 2.4 MW biogas power plant. Biogas power plants reuse, recycle, and upcycle palm oil mill effluent or palm waste to biogas energy that can be used to generate electricity and contribute towards the reduction of carbon footprint. We are enthusiastic to unleash various potentials, accelerate progress, and achieve shared goals. Join the quest, energizing sustainable future. Pertamina, energizing you.
To tackle the climate change issues, the United Nations held a Paris conference that resulted in an agreement to limit global warming to less than 2 degrees Celsius. In addition, the United Nations has compiled 17 Sustainable Development Goals as a global development agreement, which includes goals for affordable and clean energy as well as climate action. The Indonesian government is committed to the Paris Agreement and the Sustainable Development Goals by issuing a government regulation that targets a renewable energy mix of 23% by 2025 and 31% by 2050. Pertamina, as Indonesia's largest state-owned enterprise, fulfills the energy demands from the world's largest population through an integrated business and operation from upstream to downstream. Following the global community aspiration to reduce greenhouse gases emissions, Pertamina outlooks the environmental, social, and governance aspects in every line of business and operations. Pertamina also accelerates the energy transition through a master plan program that consists of 8 initiatives. Number 1 is the Green Refinery project that Pertamina built in Pelaju and Cilacap. Number 2 is a bioenergy project that converts biomass to bioethanol. Number 3 is the geothermal project, which is the monetization of Pertamina's geothermal assets through independent power producers that can develop the project to 1.3 gigawatts. Number 4 is the green hydrogen project that Pertamina targets to utilize its geothermal field with a total potential of 8,600 kilograms per day. Number 5 is the electric vehicle battery and energy storage system. Pertamina has partnered with battery technology providers to manufacture battery and energy charging infrastructure for electric two-wheeled and four-wheeled vehicles. Number 6 is a gasification project that Pertamina optimizes for gas utilization in transportation, household, and industries across Indonesia. Number 7 is the new and renewable energy project, where Pertamina develops local solar power generators in the high solar radiation area. Besides that, Pertamina manufactures solar cells through a strategic partnership. Lastly, the circular carbon economy project that Pertamina plans to capture, utilize, and store carbon, also known as CCUS, into the areas. It is meant to enhance oil and gas recovery in Pertamina's production field. Apart from having the Energy Transition Master Plan program, Pertamina always aligns its businesses and operations to the societal changes through Pertamina's corporate social responsibility programs in education, health, environmental conservation, and economic empowerment. The President of the Republic of Indonesia, Joko Widodo, appreciates Pertamina's effort in energy transition and strengthening the nation's energy resilience.
Mengapa kita harus melakukan percepatan implementasi program biodiesel? Ada 3 alasan. Yang pertama, kita berusaha untuk mencari sumber-sumber energi baru terbarukan. Energi terbarukan. Dan kita harus melepaskan diri dari ketergantungan pada energi fosil yang tak sadar suatu saat pasti akan habis. Pengembangan energi baru terbarukan juga membuktikan komitmen kita untuk menjaga planet bumi, menjaga energi bersih dengan menurunkan emisi gas karbon dan untuk meningkatkan kualitas lingkungan.
Tahun 2019 kita sudah berhasil memproduksi dan menggunakan B20 dan tahun ini kita mulai dengan B30 sehingga kita mampu menekan nilai impor minyak kita di tahun 2019. Pertamina bekerjasama dengan para peneliti telah berhasil menciptakan katalis untuk pembuatan D100 yaitu bahan bakar diesel yang 100% dibuat dari minyak kelapa sawit yang sedang uji produksi di 2 kilang minyak kita. Ini akan menyerap minimal 1 juta ton sawit produksi petani untuk kapasitas produksi 20.000 barel per hari. Hilirisasi bahan mentah yang lain juga terus dilakukan secara besar-besaran. Batu bara diolah untuk menjadi metanol dan gas. Beberapa kilang dibangun untuk mengolah minyak mentah menjadi minyak jadi dan sekaligus menjadi penggerak industri petrokimia yang memasok produk industri hilir bernilai tambah tinggi.
We are enthusiastic at unleashing various potentials, accelerating progress together, and achieving shared goals. Join the quest, energizing sustainable future. Energizing you.
To achieve the global climate goals, gas plays a pivotal role in the global energy transition by bridging the use of fossil towards cleaner energy, because gas produces fewer CO2 emissions than other fossil-based energy, which resulted in cleaner air. In Indonesia, gas will continue to become a significant component in the energy mix from 20% in 2019 to 21% in 2050. Gas is used mainly in three sectors, which are transportation, household, and industry and power. Gas usage for transportation fuel will remain low until 2050 as the trend for electric vehicles has moved upwards. Meanwhile, city gas for households usage is targeted to reach 30 million networks until 2050, as it serves as an alternative to LPG for cooking in Indonesia. The largest gas demand in Indonesia comes from the industry sectors, including petrochemical, refineries, fertilizers, and power plants. In 2050, it is estimated that the demand will reach 10.5 billion standard cubic feet per day. To support gasification in Indonesia, Pertamina has developed integrated and extensive gas infrastructures, such as West Java Floating Storage Regasification Unit or FSRU, Arun Regasification Terminal, and Lampung PGN FSRU. Besides that, Pertamina also constructs the longest pipeline in Southeast Asia with more than 9,600 kilometers long throughout Indonesia. Furthermore, Pertamina is developing additional infrastructures and facilities to strengthen gasification for refineries and power plants, including regasification units in Cilacap, Teluk Lamong Terminal, Badak LNG, and other 52 power plants. Join the quest, energizing sustainable future, energizing you. Indonesia is considered to be the world's largest geothermal reserves with around 40% of the world's reserves located in the country, which means Indonesia has the potential to create renewable energy. There are as many as 358 geothermal sites spread across the volcanic path in Indonesia. Geothermal energy comes from the heat that arises from the Earth's subsurface located in the rocks and fluids beneath the Earth's crust. It can also be found as far down the Earth's molten rock. Geothermal is a carbon-free, renewable, and sustainable form of energy that provides an indefinite supply of heat for electricity generators in homes and office buildings. The Indonesian Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources has designed a geothermal development roadmap to generate geothermal energy with 7,000 megawatts by 2025. This aims to achieve an energy mix that can reduce the greenhouse gas emissions. Pertamina, as Indonesia's national energy company, strives to accomplish the government's goal. Currently, Pertamina is managing 15 geothermal operating areas with an installed capacity of 672 megawatts in each area. Besides that, Pertamina also manages geothermal fields under joint contracts with an installed capacity of 1,205 megawatts. In the future, Pertamina aims to double the geothermal capacity from 672 megawatts to 1,112 megawatts by 2026. Through extensive projects, Pertamina aims to achieve the national target of new and renewable energy to constitute 30% of the energy mix by 2050. We are enthusiastic to unleash various potentials, accelerate progress, and achieve shared goals. Join the quest, energizing sustainable future, energizing you. With the growing demand for cleaner energy, the world is now shifting to use battery for electric vehicles because it is expected that they reduce emissions by up to 43%. In Indonesia, there is a large market for the battery industry, especially in the automobile sector. This can be seen by the number of two-wheeled vehicles and passenger cars that reach 112 million and 15 million respectively, with the numbers increasing every year. It is predicted that the battery market for electric two-wheeled vehicles will rise sooner than the four-wheeled. Furthermore, in Indonesia, there is a huge potential for the development of an energy storage system to cater the need for reliable solar power plant supply. Pertamina, together with other members of state-owned Indonesia Battery Holding, is developing the electrical vehicle or EV ecosystem in Indonesia by accelerating the development of EV batteries. Indonesia's EV ecosystem and battery development will carry out 7 essential stages, which are mining, refining, precursor plant, cathode plant, battery cell, battery pack, and recycling. Pertamina will work in the 4 middle fields, namely the precursor, cathode, battery cell, and battery pack. At the recycling stage, Pertamina will collaborate with other SOEs. The developments of EV battery and ESS aim to reduce gasoline import up to 134,000 of barrel per day and diesel demand up to 12,000 of barrel per day in 2030, as well as providing cleaner energy for the country. Join the quest, energizing sustainable future, energizing you.